So let's go ahead and look at a few of these. So number one, what formula do you use to find the interior angle sum? Let's go back 2.5 weeks ago. It's ways back.
Oh, is it the number minus 2
There you go.
divided by, or no, times 180.
There you go. So n minus 2 times 180, and what does the n represent? Okay, the n represents the number of sides. Okay? So that's how you find the sum. That means the total. Now, how do you find the measurement of a single one inside, an interior, single interior? Okay, you do the same thing. First of all, you do the n minus 2 times 180. That gives you the total. And then you divide that, not by 2, but by the amount of sides, by n. Okay? Number 3, what is the sum of the exterior angles of any polygon? It's always the same number for anything. The exterior ones. It's always 360 for the exterior angles. Doesn't matter what shape it is, the exterior angle is always out of 360. And so how are you going to find the measurement of a single exterior? You're going to take 360. Yep, by n. Take 360 divided by how many sides there are. Okay, now most of the stuff on this page and on like the second half of the next page is basically based off of these right here. So like on number 5, what would the sum of this, the interior angles be for this shape? So what shape is this? What is it? It's an octagon. So how am I going to find the total of the interior? 8 minus 2 times 180. It's like the formula from number 1. So type that in your calculator real quick. 8 minus 2 times 180. Okay, so 1,080 degrees. Okay, on number 6, what type of shape is this? Okay, this is a hexagon. Now the first thing I would need to do is use my formula from like number 1, so I would do 6 minus 2 times 180. So somebody beside Carlos or Terrell, tell me what that's going to be. 6 minus 2 times 180. It is 720. Okay, so those 6 angles need to add up to 720. So you could do it 2 ways. You could add up those 5 numbers and subtract from 720, or you could just start with 720 and just subtract all 5 of those off and see what's left. That's the way I would do it. So just start with 720 minus this, minus this, minus this, minus this, minus this, and whatever's left over will be the measurement of this angle right here. Yep. Okay, jumping over here. So on this one, what type of polygon is this? It is a pentagon. 5 sides, pentagon. So what is the sum of the interior angles? Well, there's 5 sides, so I would do 5 minus 2 times 180. Okay, so it's going to add up to 540 degrees. So what you're going to do is take all 5 of those, add them up to equal 540. So you're going to do like this. 3x minus 3 plus 2x plus 9 plus 98 plus x plus 12 plus 128. That's a lot of writing, but all I'm doing is just writing out all those angles up there, adding them up, and together all of those are going to equal 540. And you're just going to solve for x. And on this one, you will get a decimal for x. To number 6. So if you do 720 minus all 5 of these, what does that leave you for that one? Leaves you 96 degrees. So you just do 720 minus all those, gives you 96. Okay, number 7, what's the interior angle sum of a 450 So you do 450 minus 2 times 180. And remember, make sure you put this in parentheses or you will get the wrong answer. Gives you some crazy number like 80,640 degrees. Okay, number 7, what's the measure of an exterior angle of a regular 51 gun? So you do 360 divided by 51, and it gives you like 7.06 degrees, something like that. Number 9, what's the measure of N, that means a single one, interior angle of a regular 18 gun? So you're going to do 18 minus 2 times 180 divided by 18. And what does that give you? What does that give you? Gives you 160. Yep. Okay, number 10 says if a regular polygon has an interior angle sum of 50, 40, how many sides does it have? Well, you could do n minus 2 times 180 equals 50, 40. And solve, just divide by 180, then add 2, and it tells you 30 sides. Of course, your test is multiple choice, so you can always just kind of work backwards on that. All right, we already got this one all set up. What'd you get for the value of x on this one? You get 49.3. So be 49.3. Then it says, what's the measure of each angle? So you take that 49.3, plug it back in up there and see how big those are. Like up on this top one, if you have 49.3 plus 12, that's going to give you 61.3 degrees. And then you do the same thing on those other two. Okay, on the next page. All right, so let's look at this one right here. Okay, this says median, same thing as mid-segment. So how long is this right here going to be?
11.
11, because I'm looking for the number exactly halfway between these two numbers, and that's 11. Which there, it's easy to see, but what if it's a decimal? How do you do that? So the easy way to do that is to average. You just do 9 plus 13 divided by 2. So that gives you that. On this one, it's be way harder just to see it and do it in your head. So you're going to do 5.5 plus 12.9 divided by 2. Don't say it out loud. I'm just going to let you work that out. So 5.5 plus 12.9 divided by 2. Now I'll give you the length of WV. Okay, next one says this figure is a trapezoid. And what type of trapezoid is it? We talked about it a little bit last week. It's isosceles trapezoid because it has two sides that are the same length. And so the important thing about that is that in an isosceles trapezoid, the diagonals are congruent, and that's what these two things are talking about right here. So you're just going to set them equal. 2x plus 8 is equal to 5x minus 10. You'll solve for x, find x, then plug it back in to find EC. Okay. Next page. So on this one, what type of polygon is this one? What is it? It's a four-gon. It's a quadrilateral. Okay? So what do the angles add up to in a quadrilateral? They add up to 360. So on this one, you would do 9x minus 11 plus 5x plus 8 plus 90 plus 62 equals 360. And it's going to give you a 15.07, I think. Then you would just plug that back in to find those other angles. Okay, on this one, ABCD is a rectangle. That's important because in a rectangle, the diagonals are congruent. So it says that this is 32, the whole thing, and we're looking for the value of x, and this 4x is just talking about from here to here. So what's half of 32? 16. So that's 16 from here to here, so we're just going to put 4x equal to 16 divided by 4, and so x equals 4. Okay, we already did that one. What'd you get on this one? 9.2. Okay, on this one, we already set it up, so just solving for x here, so subtract 2x from both sides. 8 equals 3x minus 10, add 10. 18 equals 3x divided by 3. So x equals 6. And I got to take that 6 and plug it back in. So 2 times 6 plus 8. What's 2 times 6 plus 8? It's 20. Yep. Okay. Next page. So this is a trapezoid. So that means it has one pair of parallel sides. So what's going to be up with these two angles right here? They're supplementary. They're going to add up to 180. Okay? Because since these two lines are parallel, these are same side interior angles, so they're supplementary. So if those two have to add up to 180, and that's 65, how big is angle R? It's got to be 115 degrees. So on this one, how big is that angle going to be? It's got to be 120. Okay, dropping down to the bottom of that page. All right, so this is a parallelogram. So what's going to be true of these two angles right here? They're supplementary also, right? So on this, what you're going to do is you're going to do 80 plus 11x minus 10 equals 180, and then you're just going to solve for x like that. They're supplementary, so you're going to do that angle plus that angle equals 180, and then you'll solve for x. Okay, that should get you a pretty good start. So I'm going to go ahead and let you group up, work on this for a while. Remember, on the orange piece of paper, I definitely write those formulas and that stuff. All right, go for it. Okay, next page. So on this one, this would be 88 because these two add up to 180. 70 here, so this would be 110. Okay, on this one, these are parallelograms. So how big is angle R on number 1? It's 135 because in a parallelogram, opposite angles are congruent. Okay, how big is this angle on number 2? 110 degrees. This one would be 100 degrees, and this one would be 98 degrees. All right, so on this one, as we work this one out, we get 11x, and then 80 minus 10 is what? 70. So we have 11x plus 70 equals 180, minus 70 from both sides. That zeroes out. We get 11x equals 110. Divide by 11. And x equals what? 10. Okay, on this one, it'd be the same thing. That plus that equals 180. So you're going to get 15x plus 30 equals 180. Subtract 30. That zeroes out to get 15x equals 150 divided by 15. And get x equals 10 again. Okay, on this one right here, so these are parallelograms. So in a parallelogram, what do I know about these opposite sides? They're congruent to each other. So we would just set x plus 13 equal to 21, subtract 13. So x equals 8. Rest of those, same thing. Okay, let's flip over to the back. All right, so on this one, it says that this thing is a rhombus. So what makes a rhombus a rhombus? What makes a rhombus a rhombus?
4 rhombus.
4 congruent sides. Rhombus is 4 congruent sides. Now there's 2 things in a rhombus. The diagonals are perpendicular. They make 90 degrees, and also the diagonals bisect the angles. Okay. So let's think about this. So this says BAF BAF is this right here is 28. And we're looking for ACD, which is this one right here. So what do we know about these two angles right here? They're going to be congruent, right? Because of alternate interior angles. Those lines are parallel. So how big is that angle? 28 degrees. Okay, next one it says AFB, which is this angle right here, is 16x plus 6. Now in the rhombus again, what do I know about that angle right there? It is 90 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 16x plus 6 equal to 90 and solve for x. So I'm going to subtract 6. 16x equals 84 divided by 16. And you get a decimal here, 5.25. Okay, next one. All right, it says that ACD is 34. So ACD is this angle right here. It's 34 degrees, and we're looking for angle ABC. So I'm looking for this whole thing. Okay, so in a rhombus, what does this diagonal do to this whole angle right here? Cuts it in half. So if this is 34, how big is this one? It's 34 also. So overall, how big is this whole angle right here? Is 68. And then what's up with these two angles right here? They're supplementary. They add up to 180. So if this whole angle is 68, to find that one up there, I'm going to do 180 minus 68. And that gives me 112 degrees. Okay. On the next one, BFC, so that's this one, so that's 90 also. So you would just put 120 minus 4x equals 90. I'm not going to work that one out. And then on that one right there, angle BAC is that. Angle ACD is that. So those two would be congruent. You just set them equal. 4x plus 6 equals 12x minus 18. And solve. That would be 8. 24 would be 3. And then y'all are not going to have any kites on your test. So that'll get you. Remember, make sure, get anything on that orange piece of paper you'd like to use. You can use that on your test. I would definitely get those formulas down. Go ahead and put your stuff up.